What's going on, everybody? So, kind of a different angle tonight because I am actually editing videos. Um, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the subject of depression and fears, and just all the whole subject of mental illness, basically, as they put it. You see, I woke up today and I was depressed. I think everybody in the world, they go through feelings of depression. And what depression is, in the regular sense, is just like the Great Depression. There's a lack of, and there's a lack of serotonin in your brain that causes this depression. And some of us are just born with, lacking that. Sometimes it can come from other things in our lives that have happened, but more than likely, it is engraved in our brains. And a lot of us have self-depressive actions that we go through. You see, the internet has grown the depression exponentially. I mean, there is not a greater thing to look at when it comes to depression. If you don't look at the internet, you see, anybody can go on the internet and be whoever they want to be, and that has grown the symptoms of depression in all these kids and all these people. It doesn't matter. They might be 8 years old. They might be 28. They might be 48. Everybody gets depressed. But the days of technology have fucked us so bad that we get depressed over the stupidest shit. And what do I mean by that? Well, take for instance, that girl that you're talking to online doesn't like you anymore, so you get depressed. Who's to say that it's really her? You catch my drift? The anonymity online is so vast that you don't really know who you're talking to or what they're doing while you're talking to them. So my point is, most depression, now not all, some depression is different, but most depression is self-brought on depression. And I know people are going to talk shit about me saying this, and they're going to talk bad about it, but that is my feelings on it. And you see, there are ways for us to get past, to get through this depression without medication. You see, I myself was put on depression medication until I realized I didn't need it. You see, there are other ways to get serotonin into your brain. The neurological effect of depression does not have to be solved with drugs. Meditation is the greatest medication. Alright? Practice yoga. Practice, it doesn't matter what you practice. Practice some sort of spirituality and see where your depression is. Eat a different diet. Why don't you take a week and go fasting for a week? And people say that's so fucking hard, and it's not hard because I've done it. There's been people out there that do it. Go fast for a week. Slowly reintroduce the food you were eating one by one, and see if the food you are eating is depressing you. Change from plastic to glass with your drinks. Alright? Change from, non-organic to organic, or maybe just regular to all natural. Just make subtle changes in your lives. How's your sleep pattern? Are you sleeping 8 hours, at least 8 hours, or 7 hours, 6 hours? Are you sleeping? I mean, how good are you sleeping? What's your quality of sleep? It doesn't matter how much you're sleeping, but what's the quality of it? You see, we can sleep 10 hours a day, but if it's a shitty quality sleep, it's not going to do anything. So what time are you going to sleep? What are your sleep patterns? How do you fall asleep? Hold on a second. I'm fucking up here. There we go. How do you fall asleep? Do you have to have the TV on? Well, that's fucking with your melatonin. When you go to bed, are you laying there on your phone for 2-3 hours beforehand because you can't fall asleep? Fucking with your melatonin. You see, the melatonin in your brain is what helps you sleep. If you can't sleep because of lack of melatonin, you're going to wake up depressed. And then you don't want to go outside. And then you are lacking vitamin D. Vitamin D is something that gives you happiness. That's why when people are out in the sun, they're more happy. How are your energy levels? Are you getting enough vitamin B? Because if you don't get enough vitamin B, your energy is going to go down. And thus, more depressed. You see, wintertime is the perfect time for people to get depressed because there's a lack of sun and a lack of activity. I mean, when you surround yourself with the same four walls, day in and day out, 24/7, you're going to get depressed. If you do not go out and do something with your life, you're going to get depressed. Make subtle changes in every aspect of your life, and you will see changes in your depressive habits. So I ask you a question, and give me an answer down below. Why are you depressed? What's causing your depression? Can you change it? Can you fix it? You see, so many of us get depressed because we don't have a nice car. So many of us get depressed because we don't have a fancy house. Can you change that? Can you change the fact that you do not live in a $1 million mansion? No? Okay. Forget about it. Your girlfriend broke up with you. Your boyfriend broke up with you. What are you going to do about it? Can you change it? Well, yeah, you can, can't you? What happened? You fucked up? Okay. Show them that you're the man or the woman they deserve. Change yourself and re-pursue it. If they say no again, then there's no love lost. It's better to have loved them and lost than to have not loved at all. It is better to have tried and failed than to not have tried at all. You see, because when we try and we fail and we fall, we get back on the fucking horse and we keep riding. We pick up that bike and we keep pedaling. We pull ourselves back up on that ladder and we keep on climbing. And we're going to get to the fucking top. You see, the only way to go from rock bottom is up. You cannot go down any further. So why stay there? Think about it. All your stress, all your worries are like a glass of water. All your stress, all your worries have nothing to do with it being half empty or half full. It always has to do with how long you hold that glass. If you hold on to your stress and your worries for days and months and years, the stress is going to weigh on you heavily just as a glass would in your hands. But if you take that glass and you dispose of it quickly, and you set it down within a few minutes, a few hours, maybe a few days, you will be better off. You see, this is what I like to do. I like to take everything I'm stressing out about and write it down. Every single detail of every situation, everything. Write it down. Doesn't matter what it is, who it's about. If you have to write a letter to somebody, write a letter to them, but do not send it. Here's what you do. You take that stack of paper. It doesn't matter if it's this big. Doesn't matter if it's that. It doesn't matter. Use as much paper as you need. Take all that. throw it in a garbage can, and light it on fire. All your stress and worries are gone the fuck away. It's what you have to do in your mind. Whenever you see something up here come across up here, and you're like, oh shit, I gotta worry about that. Spark it on fire. Use that fire to fuel you for your future. See, I can talk all day about this because I struggle with it day in and day out as well. And I don't think people understand that it's not just me, it's not just you, it's everybody in the world struggles with this. You know, take a look one time. Just look up at the sky and look at all the stars. Look at every planet, all the constellations, and realize that this is just one galaxy amongst many galaxies, and many more galaxies to come. The galaxies are endless clusters of more and more and more fucking clusters, supercalifragilistic clusters of planets and stars and galaxies. We are just but one planet in one solar system in the mega infrastructure of life. You are just one person in one spot with 7 billion people on this planet alone. You are one person with the thoughts. Get rid of them thoughts. Take a deep breath. Look up at the sky. And let all your problems wash away. Because they are not there. Every problem you have can be had. And it has been had. You see, every single problem you face has already been faced. You are not alone with your problems. You just feel that you are, and that is where the depression comes from. You see, depression is like the waves of an ocean. It hits you. It hits you. It hits you in your shore and erodes you away. But depression comes in seasons. You see, there's the summer season when things are okay. There's the fall season where things start going downhill. There's the winter season where it's cold and lonely. And then there's the spring season that brings it all full circle back into happiness. Break the habit. Break your negative habits. Take your mind and change your thoughts. I say this day in and day out. The power of positive fucking thought. It's the law of attraction, people. I've said this in almost every fucking video because I'm trying to drive the nail in the fucking head of you guys. To make you realize the law of attraction will attract you what you throw out into the world. If you throw out negative thoughts come back. If you throw out positive thoughts come back. It's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. That's all there is to it. You don't need you don't need a magic formula. You don't need a magic this or magic that. You don't. You don't need anything but your own mind. You see, your mind will play tricks on you too. Make you think that everything's okay. Make you think that, you know, you're doing good. Make you think that this and that. But listen to me. When you want to breathe more than you want to, or when you want to succeed more than you want to breathe, that's when you'll be successful. So when you want to be happy more than you want to mope around, that is when you will be happy. See, it's all about self-sacrifice. So what, you don't have a new car? So what, you don't have a new house? So what, you don't have, you know, name brand shit? So what, you don't have this or that? Let me put this in perspective. Do you have a house? It doesn't matter if it's your house, it doesn't matter if it's an apartment, a trailer, it doesn't matter. Do you have a place of residence that you go and live in a bed Not even a bed. Do you have a place where you go sleep every night? Is the answer yes? Then you have more than a lot of people in the world. But let's take it a step further. Do you have a bed? Oh, you have a bed? Cool. You have more than the people that don't have beds in houses. Do you have blankets? Yeah, well, there you go. You have more than the people that don't have blankets. Do you have air conditioning and heat in the winter and the summer? Yeah, there you go. Those are luxuries. Luxuries. They're not requirements. They're a luxury. Because a lot of people don't have the luxury of a house with all that. Do you have new clothes? No, you don't have new clothes. I'm sorry. But do you have clothes to wear? Yeah, you do. Okay, so you have more than the people that don't have clothes. Do you have a car to drive? Oh, but it's not brand new. Doesn't matter. You don't have to walk everywhere. You know, I can keep going on and on and on about this. Depression is striving. Depression thrives. It comes exactly from wanting more. You see the guy walking, and the guy comes up with a bike, and the guy with the walking looks over and says, "Man, I really wish I had a bike." And then the guy with the bike's sitting there, and the guy with a car comes along. The guy on the bike says, "Man, I wish I had a car." The guy in the car is sitting there, and the van comes along with the family, and the guy says, "Man, I really wish I had a van and a family." And the guy comes along in a truck. The guy in the van looks over and says, "Man, I wish me and my family had that truck." Then the guy comes up in a helicopter. The guy in the truck says, "Man, I really wish I had that helicopter." And the guy in the helicopter looks down at the van and says, "Man, I really wish I had a family." You see, it's all about perspective. It's all about how you perceive the world around you. Because the world does not revolve around you. You are simply in the world. Now take this into consideration before I close this video out. Take into consideration and write down, make a list. Line down the middle, line across the top. What I have, what I wish I had. Write the columns. Alright? Then I encourage you to go to somebody else in your life. Anybody else in your life. Go find somebody you know that's less fortunate than you. Okay? Go find somebody that has less than you and write them the same piece of paper. What I have, what I wish I had. And compare the two. What you have is what they wish they had is. If that doesn't change your mind and put shit into perspective, nothing else will. Because once we realize we're all on this rock floating through fucking space and time together, whenever we realize that nobody's better than anybody, no matter the title, no matter the money that you have, because your humility and your perseverance through life and the way that you carry yourself, if you can be selfless, no matter the amount of money you have it all. If you can find somebody that loves you for you, you have it all. If you can walk every day, you have it all. If you have clothes on your back, you have it all. If you wake up breathing and you wake up on your bed, on your couch, on your floor, it doesn't matter. If you wake up and you're breathing, you have it all. That's all there is to say about that, guys. If you like the video, like the video. If you don't like the video, thumbs down the video. I don't care. I don't do this because I care. I do this because I care about others. I want this word spread to everybody in the world because the depression is real. And it's a lack of empathy and a lack of human moral compass. We've lost it. and we need to gain it back. So I encourage you to share this video with everybody. Like the video. Subscribe to check out my other videos. And I'll talk to you guys next time.